My dear sisters, if you are listening to this now, it may be because your body feels heavy, tired, or weighed down by a chronic condition that has become your silent, unwelcome companion. Perhaps it is the tangible presence of fibroids, a constant, aching reminder within you. Perhaps it is the relentless roller coaster of hormonal imbalances that dictates your days, leaving you feeling like a stranger in your own skin. Or perhaps it is something less visible, a fatigue that sleep cannot touch, a pain that scans cannot explain, or the quiet, gnawing worry that others cannot always see. You carry this burden, and in the eyes of the world you might be expected to smile through it, to function, to be strong. But here in this space you can lay that burden down. This is a sanctuary. Here you are not judged for your fatigue, you are not dismissed for your fears, and you are not ever alone. Today we will walk this path together, exploring the landscape of illness and health anxiety through the lens of our beautiful Deen, armed not with harsh prescriptions, but with compassion, hope, and gentle tools designed to bring both spiritual and emotional comfort. You are here because you are seeking an anchor in the storm, and my dear sister, you have come to the right place. When the weight of a diagnosis first settles, or when a familiar pain flares anew, the first whisper that often slithers into the heart is one of blame. What did I do to deserve this? Is this a punishment from Allah? It is a natural human question born from a place of seeking meaning in our suffering. But we must, with all the strength we can muster, silence this whisper with the thunderous truth of the Quran. Allah Azza wa Jal in His infinite wisdom and mercy assures us, Far inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94:5-6. Did you hear the repetition? It is a divine promise, a guarantee whispered twice to our hearts, ensuring we understand its certainty. Illness is not a punishment, it is a test. A profound, personal, and purposeful test from the Most Wise, and within its difficult folds, Allah hides immense mercy waiting to be discovered. And when that question of why me arises, remember this divine promise. It is your first shield against despair. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad taught us the profound metaphysics of our pain. He said, no fatigue, no disease, no sorrow, no sadness, no hurt, no distress befalls a Muslim, not even a thorn that pricks him, but that Allah expiates some of his sins because of it. Sahih al-Bukhari. Let this hadith sink into the very core of your being. Every throb of a migraine, every wave of nausea, every sigh of exhaustion that escapes your lips as you try to get through the day, none of it is wasted. While you feel the physical sensation, a sacred transaction is occurring in the unseen world. Your sins, the burdens that weigh on your soul, are being lifted, peeled away, one by one. Allah, in His unimaginable generosity, is transforming your physical distress into purification for your soul. Your body is the vessel, and through its temporary hardship, your eternal soul is being polished, cleansed, and prepared for a meeting with its Lord. So the next time a pain surfaces, see it not as an enemy, but as a divine eraser, meticulously cleansing the slate of your soul. This purification is a mercy that comfort could never provide. A life of uninterrupted ease can sometimes harden the heart, fostering a subtle pride, a belief in our own self-sufficiency. But sickness is a profound teacher of humility. It strips away our illusions of control. It forces us to slow down, to be still, to acknowledge our utter dependence on the one who gave us this body in the first place. In our health, we may pray out of routine. But in our illness, our du'as become raw, heartfelt pleas. We are brought face to face with our fragility, and in that vulnerable state we have a choice, to turn away in anger or to turn towards the only source of true solace. Illness, therefore, can become a doorway, a painful one, yes, but a doorway nonetheless to the most intimate closeness with Allah. When your body feels at its weakest, your soul is given the space to learn its true strength. When your carefully laid plans are disrupted by a flare-up, your tawakkul, your absolute trust in Allah's plan, is forced to grow deeper, stronger roots. Think of your illness not as a prison, but as a sacred space, a classroom for the heart where the curriculum is patience, and the final exam leads you directly to His pleasure. Now that we have gently reminded our hearts of the immense mercy and wisdom hidden within our tests, let us turn our attention to practical, gentle practices you can hold on to in your daily life. These are not meant to be heavy, burdensome routines that add to your fatigue. They are lifelines. They are small, soft acts of worship and mindfulness, moments of remembrance designed to ease the tension in both your body and your soul, weaving the divine into the fabric of your struggle. These are not commands, my dear sister. They are invitations, invitations to breathe, to remember, and to heal. Number 1, the daily dhikr for instant anxiety relief. When a wave of health anxiety crashes over you, when the what-if thoughts about a scan, a test result, or the future begin to spiral, your tongue has a powerful tool. Try reciting La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. There is no power nor strength except with Allah. This is not just a phrase, it is a spiritual and psychological anchor. Whisper it in moments of panic. Say it silently in the waiting room of a clinic. When you feel a surge of fear about your body, this dhikr is the act of consciously handing that fear back to the one who controls everything. You are acknowledging your own powerlessness and affirming His ultimate strength. It is like a child, frightened by a storm, handing their fear to a parent who they know can keep them safe. The storm may still rage outside, but the inner terror subsides. So tie this knot on the rope of remembrance. Let it be the first thing you reach for when the winds of fear begin to blow. Number 2, the dua for healing, your direct line to the healer. Never underestimate the power of raising your palms and speaking to Allah in your own words from the depths of your heart. And alongside your personal pleas, use the words He and His messenger taught us. The Prophet FDFA would recite this dua for the sick. Allahumma rabban nas, adhibul basa, washfi, antas shafi, la shifa ila shifiyuka, shifa'an la yukhadaru sakama. O Allah, Lord of mankind, remove the harm and cure me, for you are the healer. There is no cure except your cure, a cure that leaves no illness behind. This dua is profound. It affirms that Allah is Ash-Shafi, the ultimate healer. It acknowledges that all medicine, all treatments are but means. But the true source of cure is Him alone. It asks for a complete, lasting healing. Recite this with conviction. Pour your hope into these words. Let them be a balm for your spirit, even as you seek physical treatment. In that moment of whispering Antas Shafi, you are not just making a request, you are affirming a truth that can calm the most turbulent heart. Number 3, gentle Islamic mindfulness, breathing with Tawheed. The world of mindfulness can feel foreign, but at its core it is about presence and awareness, concepts deeply rooted in our deen. Take just 5 minutes a day. Sit comfortably, close your eyes and simply breathe, but infuse this act with Iman. As you inhale slowly, visualize breathing in Allah's boundless mercy, Ar-Rahman. Feel it filling your lungs, circulating through your weary body, bringing light to the places that feel dark and pained. As you exhale slowly, visualize releasing your fear, your anxiety, your need for control. You can softly repeat with your breath, inhale Hasbunallah, Allah is sufficient for us, exhale Wa Ni'mal Wakil, and He is the best disposer of affairs. Or simply, Allah is with me. Place a gentle hand on your chest, feeling the beat of your heart, a heart that beats by His command. Allow your body, muscle by muscle, to soften into His care. You are not fighting your illness alone in this moment. You are surrendering it to His divine custody. This is not an escape from your reality, my dear sister. It is a conscious return to the only reality that truly matters, His presence. Number 4, redefining acts of worship. When your body says no. One of the greatest sources of guilt for a believing woman struggling with illness is the inability to perform acts of worship as she used to. She wants to stand in long, heartfelt prayers, but her body cannot. She wants to fast, but it exacerbates her condition. My dear sister, know this. Allah is Ar-Rahim, the especially merciful. He sees your intention, and He has made concessions out of His love and mercy for you. The Prophet said, "If I had not found it hard for my ummah, I would have ordered them to use the siwak before every prayer and to delay the Isha prayer to the third of the night." He understood hardship. The deen is ease. If you cannot stand in prayer, pray sitting. If you cannot sit, pray lying down. Every movement, however small, is precious in His sight. The reward is written in full, as if you had performed it in perfect health, because He is judging the striving of your heart, not the capacity of your body. So release the guilt. Your worth is not measured by the number of rakas you stand for, but by the sincerity that resides in your struggling heart. Number 5, the alchemy of patience, transforming pain into reward. In moments of intense pain or discouragement, the sabr we are called to is not a passive, stoic resignation. It is an active, profound state of the heart. It is about restraining the tongue from complaint against Allah's decree and the heart from resentment. And in that struggle, there is immense reward. The Prophet said, "How wonderful is the affair of the believer, for his affairs are all good," and this applies to no one but the believer. If something good happens to him, he is thankful for it, and that is good for him. If something bad happens to him, he bears it with patience, and that is good for him. Sahih Muslim, when faced with a hardship, try to say, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un," and add, "Allahumma ajirni fi musibati waklaf li kararan minha." To Allah we belong, and to Him we shall return. O Allah, reward me in this calamity and compensate me with something better than it. This is the ultimate act of faith. You are acknowledging that this pain has come from Him, and you are asking Him to transform it through the alchemy of His grace into something beautiful for you, in this world, the next, or both. With every patient breath you take, angels are recording. You are in that very moment building your palace in Jannah, brick by brick. My dear sister, I do not share these words with you from a place of distant theory. I share them because I too have walked through the long, shadowed valley of health struggles. There were days, months, even years, when my body felt like a foreign, hostile land, when symptoms controlled my every thought, dictating my mood, my energy, my very ability to be present for those I loved. Anxiety was a constant whisper in my ear, a sinister narrator spinning tales of a future filled only with decline. What if it never gets better? What if this is your new normal? What if they missed something? In those long, lonely nights, the prayer mat was my only refuge. I would cry into my sujud, my forehead pressed against the ground, whispering through tears, "Ya Allah, you are Ash-Shafi, the ultimate healer. Heal me in ways I cannot see. Heal my body, but also heal my heart from this fear." And something remarkable began to happen. Even on the days the physical illness remained, my heart began to soften. The tight knot of anxiety began to loosen its grip. I was being healed, not necessarily in the way I had demanded, but in the way He, in His infinite wisdom, knew I needed most. I tell you this so you know with certainty that the one speaking to you now has felt the very ground you are walking on. You are not walking it alone. And your story, my sister, is part of a vast, beautiful, and resilient tapestry. I have sat and spoken with so many Muslim women, each with her own unique battle. The sister with fibroids, navigating the world of treatments and surgeries, worrying about her fertility and her future. The sister with chronic fatigue, whose invisible illness leads to misunderstood absences and a deep, aching loneliness. The sister with autoimmune conditions, whose own body seems to have turned against her. Their stories echo ours, the cold fear waiting for test results, the exhausting worry about becoming a burden, the grief for the healthy, vibrant self that feels like a memory. But what unites every single one of these stories is not the pain itself, but the resilience that emerges from it. It is the unwavering grip on the rope of Allah. For so many, the pain became their most effective teacher. The anxiety became the most persistent reminder to run back to Allah, to cling to Him. In their weakness, they found a strength they never knew they possessed, a strength sourced directly from Him. Look around you, even in this digital space. You are surrounded by a silent sisterhood of warriors, each one holding on just like you. So, my dear, beloved sister, take this reminder with you as you leave this space and return to your day, to your struggles, to your life. Carry it close to your heart. Your illness does not define you. Your anxiety does not reduce your worth in the sight of Allah. He sees every tear you wipe away in secret. He hears every prayer you whisper in the dark. He knows the weight of every sleepless night you endure. Remember the profound truth we began with. The tests of the body are, in their essence, a divine means of refining the soul. What feels like breaking is, in the unseen reality, a sacred shaping. Through the hardship of physical limitation, your heart learns the beauty of humility. Through the tears of frustration and pain, your soul learns the purity of sincerity. Through the chilling grip of fear, you learn to cling tighter, with a desperation that is itself a form of worship, to the mantle of Allah. And through the storm of anxiety, you learn the ultimate liberation of surrender, tawakkul. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. You are not being broken, you are being sculpted by the most gentle of hands. May Allah the Most High grant you Shifa, a healing that encompasses your body, your mind, and your heart. May He grant you peace of mind that transcends circumstance, and sakina, a divine tranquility, in your heart that whispers assurances even on the most difficult days. Ameen. If this reminder has brought you a moment of comfort, a sense of being understood, I invite you to share your own reflections in the space below. Your story, your simple me too, could be the lifeline that makes another sister feel seen and less alone in her struggle. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you feel called to, so we can continue building and nurturing this safe space together, one reminder, one prayer, one shared breath at a time. And please join me in our next gathering, where we will explore more spiritual tools for cultivating unshakable resilience and finding the hidden gardens of peace within the deserts of our tests. Until then, may you be wrapped in His mercy and grace. Go in peace, go in hope, and go with the certainty that you are carried always in the palm of His hand.